What's going on, guys, and welcome back to another episode of the FIFA 17 career mode. This is episode number 52, and we start today's episode off with a monthly scouting update here from Viktor Golovin, our Russian scout currently based in England. He picked us up one new player for our academy, Ollie Turner, and we rejected a couple and continued the scouting on the rest as well. And a question for you guys today to start today's episode off as well, and a hard-hitting question too, and that is, how many seasons would you like this career mode to be? Let me know in the comment section down below, because we're entering our third season now with Middlesbrough, and I'm having a lot of fun with this save. It's really enjoyable for me. I'm really liking the team right now. I'm loving the way we set it up, but I do know some of you guys have been losing interest in this series, so I just wanted to let you guys know that I am contemplating possibly doing one or two more seasons fewer than I normally would in my main career modes at the start of the year. Last season I did 6 with Watford and Milan, and I wouldn't be against doing one or two more seasons shorter than that, but I just want your feedback really in the comment section down below. You know, how many seasons would you like this career mode to be? Because I tend to try and do at least a minimum of 6 in my first main career mode, but again, I do know some of you guys have been losing interest, and I just want to do, you know, whatever you guys want on my channel really. So how many seasons would you like this series to be? Let me know in the comment section down below. I am targeting 6 once again, but I would like your feedback in the comment section. But anyway, the first game of today's episode here was going to be against Crystal Palace, coming on the back of our 3-0 win over Anderlecht in the last game, in the last episode. And Crystal Palace right now are bottom of the table. We are top. We've won all of our games to start the season off in all competitions, and we'd also opened the scoring in this game as well. 29 minutes in to get the first goal through Diego Menendez, scoring his first goal of the season. Yes, our scout future star from season 1 gets his first goal of the year, and it's a free kick goal as well, the second he scored in a Middlesbrough shirt. This one, unlike the last one against Southampton last year, was an actual shot on goal though, not one of those sort of cross-come shots into the back of the net. This one he went for goal, caught Mandanda out at the near post like he did with Fraser Forster last year, and finds the back of the net for his first goal of the season. So great to see our number 7 get his first of the year, and hopefully many more to come as well. So Middlesbrough 1, Crystal Palace 0. They did have the first goal of chances, Palace, so for us to take the lead there, very relieving to be honest, as they were putting us under some early pressure. So 1-0 to the good guys, and just for the break here, a good chance to make it 2-0 as well, as Menendez was played down left hand side here. He momentarily lost the ball. It fell to Gabriel Barbosa, who helped it in towards Deschilio. Barbosa then got himself into the areas. Deschilio picked him out with the cross, and the Italian fullback gets the assist for Gabriel Barbosa's 5th goal of the Premier League already, and he makes it Middlesbrough 1, Crystal Palace 0. Middlesbrough 2, sorry, Crystal Palace 0, as we double our lead. So Barbosa with the goal, Deschilio with the assist, and for our Brazilian striker, what a start to the season it's been as well. We bought him in for, I think it was £33 million, and I got to say right now, he may be one rating lower than Vieto, but the truth of the matter is he's had a really great start to the season, and although we signed him for more than we signed Vieto for last year, I'm more than happy with this guy as our replacement for the Argentine, because he's looking really good indeed. So he scored in the first half, and he got an assist in the second half as well, because just a few minutes after the restart, Barbosa played for his strike partner Saido Berahino, who's also had a really good start to the season, as the former West Brom striker makes it Middlesbrough 3, Crystal Palace 0, and Steve Mandanda simply could not believe how poor the defending was, especially for this goal. They played such a high line, Crystal Palace, and against two pacey strikers like Berahino and Barbosa, that spells trouble if they get in behind the back line. That's exactly what happened there, and Berahino gets his 6th goal of the Premier League. So right now, these two guys are just on fire, combining for 11 Premier League goals and looking really awesome to start the season off. So a new strike duo this year. Last year, of course, Berahino and Vieto. Now Berahino and Barbosa, but Berahino's looking even better than last year, and Barbosa's starting off better than Vieto did last year too. So a great start for those two, but not a great start for João Cancelo, because although he had a great debut this season, he has looked shaky a couple of times, and for this goal here, I mean, it's safe to say this is one of the stupidest own goals I think I've ever scored, because from kickoff, I didn't want to give anything away there. I thought I'd wait until the goal actually happened. From kickoff, Palace came forward, they surrendered possession, and Cancelo tried to pass it back towards Donnarumma, and he finished like a striker and found the bottom corner. That was absolutely disastrous from me there, and Cancelo scores an own goal and puts Palace possibly back in the game at 3-1, but the truth of the matter is, as Berahino hit the bar there, we were the superior side. We were going to go on to get the 3 points, and we did as well. So final score, Middlesbrough 3, Crystal Palace 1, but I'm very disappointed disappointed I did throw away that clean sheet in spectacular fashion and stupid fashion as well, because that was just so silly. I mean, that was absolutely awful. You guys know I like to try and pass out from the back as per usual all the time, really. But for that goal, I mean, honestly, I passed it into the bottom corner. Cancelo with an absolutely fantastic finish, and Donnarumma slid on the turf but couldn't get to the ball. And I mean, that was just awful. And again, Cancelo hasn't started terribly this season, I should say. He's been alright. The debut was good for him, and since then he's been, you know, a little bit meh, I suppose. But for that goal there, I mean, quite seriously, I tried to pass it back to Donnarumma, and it was a clinical finish into the bottom corner. Absolutely terrible, and a really silly, stupid own goal. But still, in the grand scheme of things, it didn't matter. We got the win, and a 100% start to the season does continue, as we've won every single game in all competitions so far. It's been a brilliant beginning to Season 3, and I've got to say right now, the new signings again have looked pretty good, other than Cancelo scoring that stupid own goal there. The new signings have looked pretty good, in particular Gabriel Barbosa, and it's been a really great beginning to our third season at the Riverside Stadium. So, 3-1 win in that game, and coming to the second game of today's episode here, we will take on our rivals Newcastle United, still at the Riverside Stadium, but this was in the EFL Cup in midweek, so I rested my entire side for it, obviously, as I always do in this competition, and Newcastle would take the lead just 5 minutes in as well. Some poor defending from me once again. This time not an own goal though, it was a Boubacar getting the first goal of the game, as the number 40 for Newcastle makes it 1-0, so some poor defending there, and the away side do take the lead. We tried to respond though just a few minutes afterwards, and we would as well. Tammy Abraham, who I'd want in the box for this sort of situation, crossed the ball into the middle and picked out Gaston Ramirez, wearing the captain's armband tonight, and he also scores his second goal of the year as well. One in the EFL Cup and one in the Champions League as well, after he scored a week ago against Anderlecht. And I've got to say, since signing his new contract, he's looked good, hasn't he? 2 goals in 2 games, and looking really, really smart indeed. So, Middlesbrough 1, Newcastle 1, and our Uruguayan puts us back on level terms, and I'm glad he's staying as well. I know he's 27 years old and was out of contract in the summer, but I'm glad he's staying, so I like Ramirez, and that was a really nice header there. So, still 1-1. Both sides had a couple of chances after that goal, but it was still level here as we were going into the break. But on the stroke of half-time, there was one final chance for Newcastle to restore their lead, and they would as well. Jack Colback, the former Sunderland midfielder, played the ball through towards Boubacar, who scored their first and now scores their second goal to put Newcastle back in front. And once again, the defending was really poor. There was no line whatsoever. It was very, very poor from me. And once the number 40 was through, he put it past Jordan Pickford for the second time in the game and restored Newcastle's lead. So I thought we played well in the first half, and we're quite misfortunate to be behind, but the truth of the matter is I only had myself to blame for some poor defending. Late on in the game, we were still trailing by 1. I was struggling to carve out too many chances. Callum Wilson had 2 great opportunities here though, with 16 minutes to go. First denied by the Dutch goalkeeper Tim Krul, and then from the corner, Traore crosses the ball into the centre. He wins the header, Wilson, but it hits the top of the bar and goes over the bar and behind for a goal kick. So still 2-1 to the away side as we still trailed here, and it looks as though we're going to have our first defeat of the season. However, we would win ourselves a penalty with 7 minutes to go. Cameron Green was taken down by Kieran Clark, and the referee had no choice but to give a penalty. And for Green as well, if you remember, in the previous round against Oxford United, he came off the bench to win us that game on his pro debut for us, and in this game, his second appearance for the club, he wins us a penalty late on. So what a start for Cameron Green there, as his skill and trickery makes sure that we do get ourselves a penalty. So a chance to equalise with 6 minutes on the clock, but Tammy Abraham stood up to take the penalty, but unfortunately could not hit the back of the net as his shot cannons off the crossbar. Newcastle clear, and that was how the game would finish as well. Middlesbrough 1, Newcastle United 2. We are out of the EFL Cup, and that's it. It's all over. Our 100% start to the season in all competitions ends here, and it's our rivals that beat us here at the Riverside Stadium. So pretty disappointed about that, and especially so because I thought we played better in this game and should have won it. Instead we lose, and that penalty miss from Abraham there, I mean seriously, I know I am terrible at penalties this year, but I have gotten much better than when I first started. I couldn't even hit the target, and I'm really, really frustrated with that because it was a great moment for us there. Green winning the penalty, a chance for us to get momentum back on our side, especially as we were playing quite well. But instead, after that miss, it was like, since that the ball hit the bar there, I was like, it's over. You know, we've got 6 minutes left, but we're not going to come back now. Surely Newcastle hold on for the win, and they did. So Newcastle go through, we go out. And again, I will say, like last year, it could prove to be a blessing blessing in disguise, because last year our problem really was we had so many competitions competing for, and we just ran out of stamina come the end of the season. But it's very frustrating to have our first loss of the year against our rivals, you know, very disappointing indeed, but I'm not too hung up about it. But still, missing a penalty was quite frustrating, knowing I could have sent the game into extra time. But still, for the third and final game of today's episode here, back in the Premier League and back to our usual first 11, taking this competition a bit more seriously, as you would expect. First couple of chances fell to us. First, Berahino's shot hitting the post, and then Salah's acrobatic effort going wide of the post. And then the 23rd minute, how about this? Diego Menendez, who almost scored his second free kick of the season in 2 games. What a goal this would have been. He went for goal from an absolute mile out of the drill free kick, and Pacheco got across well to dive to his left-hand side and turn it behind for a corner. So a big save there, as it was still 0-0. We piled on the pressure early in this game, looking to make amends after that defeat to Newcastle in the Cup in midweek. We had all the early pressure in this game. It would also open the scoring as well. Menendez's corners in this game was causing Everton so many problems. Wicked deliveries into the box from our number 7. And what a ball this was to pick out Mauricio Lemos inside the 6-yard area, who gets his first goal for the club as the Uruguayan scores to make it Everton 0, Middlesbrough 1. So a great delivery from Diego and a great header from Mauricio, and we opened the scoring there to make it 1-0 to the Borough. So we led at the half, we were playing quite well, and in the second half, just past the hour mark here, another chance for us to score here and make it 2-0. Callum Chambers found Ward-Prowse here through towards Daron, back inside towards Callum Wilson, who went for goal, but he hit the post and Pacheco dived on the rebound. And a side note here as well, how many times have I hit the woodwork this season already? It's absolutely crazy, but in the end, the game did finish Everton 0, Middlesbrough 1. Mauricio Lemos' header wins us the game in the first half, and again, another good performance from us in this match, and a definitely deserving 3 points in my opinion. So 1-0 the final score. We shut out Everton. We started off this season very, very good defensively as well. Had I not scored that silly own goal against Crystal Palace, we would have kept clean sheets in every single game so far, other than the games against Newcastle and Spurs as well. But still, I'm not complaining. It's been a great start to the new year with the Borough. I'm targeting the title in Season 3, and I couldn't have asked for a better start in the Premier League. 6 wins from 6 to start the season off, and right now we are looking very, very good early on, and it's going to be about the other teams trying to chase us this season, as opposed to us doing the work catching up to the teams above us. But that will end today's episode of the FIFA 17 career mode, guys. So a big thank you for watching. I really hope you have enjoyed it. If you have enjoyed today's episode, then please do leave a like. Likes are, of course, much appreciated, and it really helps the channel grow as well. Much love to you, and have a fantastic day, and I'll see you for the next episode of career mode very soon.